Yo, and hello everybody, Mike here, baseball collector. And what do you do on a Wednesday night? I don't know. What do? I shoot the bull with my boy Ray. What's up, Ray?
How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
I'm doing fine.
You think anybody's going to join us here? What do you think?
I would think so.
I don't know. I wouldn't join us. We're a bunch of idiots. We're a bunch of idiots. Well, 3 people are on. That's good. Oh, Bob Lewis. What's up, Bob? We'll see who else joins on. So we were Ray and I were just talking about the Cowboys are going to whoop up on the Eagles on Sunday night. So we'll see how that goes. We can't be friends for a little while. What's up, Snoop? Hey, did you guys get a notice that I was going live? I did like a reminder thing or create an event. I didn't know if that worked or not. So if you could let me know if that showed up on your feed or something, that'd be cool. So I know if I did it right. Oh, everybody's saying yes, it did. Well, that's good to know. Good to know. Yep, got reminder. Hello, everyone. So Ray is here, guys. I promise. He's just being quiet. He's typing.
I'm here. I'm just getting my information together.
What information? Oh, I know what you're getting about. What we're going to talk about tonight.
For the topics.
Nice. Oh, by the way, I'm always tossing my balls around. I always have a baseball, and I'm always sitting here. It's just I'll hold a fastball, 2-seam fastball, and you got 4-seam fastball. You can do a curveball.
Are you on video? Because I don't see you.
Am I on video? Yeah, I'm on video.
All I see is the 500 home run club lift out.
Well, you have to go to my channel. It's not going to be under the event reminder. So.
There he is.
Looking good, Mr. Kata. All right, so. I'm tired. What'd you do today?
Just was doing the work, that kind of boring stuff,
Work. Overrated.
It's totally overrated.
I played golf today, like every day.
Lucky you.
But it's chilly here. It's like 59, 60 degrees. It's cold. Brr. That's why I'm wearing a sweatshirt.
For Texas, that is cold.
That's cold, man. So we are in the throes of off-season. Baseball off-season. It's probably my worst time. I hate it. But I know what I do during the off-season. I'm watching the winter meetings are going, or the general manager meetings or something are going on in Vegas right now.
Right.
The Rangers got a new
California.
No, it's in Vegas, I thought.
Carlsbad, California.
Oh, maybe it's the winter meetings that are going to be in Vegas later. And during the winter meetings, they announced something pretty cool. Right? That's when they announced the...
They announced the Veterans Committee Hall of Fame.
They do. Blue Ink did that cool contest, or I guess it's still going on, where everybody can, for the regular ballot, they can give their ballot. Is that right? CC Sabathia retired today?
No, he got signed for one more year with the Yankees.
Re-signed. I thought that
it
said resigned. Like you. How can you resign? I would think you just retire.
Nah, he's on for another year. He's only like 30 strikeouts away from 3,000.
Hall of Famer or no? CC.
Yeah, I think so.
I think it is funny how different the standards have changed for pitchers. What's up, Kyle?
I know, it's totally different. I think the days of 20 wins in a season, 300 wins in a career are long gone for pitchers.
I do too. Let's see.
So, yeah.
So what else do you
Hall
do?
of Fame Veterans Committee.
Well, let's not talk about that yet. What else do you do in the off season?
The off season, I'm glued to the MLB Network, and because during the summer, during the season, there's games and highlights and that sort of thing. But the off season is where you can get all your history stuff done. Like they'll play all the classic baseball movies during the off season, and MLB has a show called MLB Presents, which is usually like an 8-week episode where they'll have a documentary on certain teams or certain seasons or whatever. Like last year they did the Swinging A's on the early 70s A's, or they had one on Tony Gwynn and Ricky Henderson and the 88 Dodgers season and the 67 Impossible Dream Red Sox season. So I'm looking forward to when that starts. Documentaries like this week, they're playing Ken Burns baseball tonight as inning number 2. So a lot of really cool historical stuff. This is where you ramp up on your history.
That's right. I recorded the Ken Burns. It was on last night too. Inning 1 was on
last night was the first inning, and tonight they're doing the second inning. And
was it all 4 hours?
I don't know if they're going to do all of them. Yeah, they played the whole. I mean, it's 3 or 4 hours each episode.
Yeah, it's 4 hours, I think.
Yeah. And they split each episode's like the top of the inning is the first 2 hours, and then the bottom of the inning.
Yep.
So it's really cool.
It's totally brilliant. I mean, absolutely brilliant. And you learn so much about the history of the game and about so many things, and it's fantastic. So, let's see.
I'm glad they added another inning too, because when that documentary ended, it was like 1994. And Ken Burns added a 10th inning that went from 94 to, I think, 2010.
Nice.
So it's a little more up to date.
Hey, we got 21 people watching us. Oh my gosh. Do? Yeah, 22.
Yeah.
Tell them to go hit that like button while you're here. I mean, why not? Oh, I'm curious. Since I did that video about the monetizing, which seemed like everybody enjoyed getting that information, and me kind of lifting up my skirt in terms of how this all works. But when y'all came on this live feed, did it make you watch an ad? I'm just curious. I don't know how that works, so let me know, because I don't know.
Interesting, yeah.
I don't know how that works. Not that I care. I'm gonna make my 0.3 cents to do it. Oh, Scott had to watch an ad. Thanks, Scott. So, all right.
Wildcat 72 cardboard. Snoop is on. Hitman 23. Jeff Nickel.
Lots of people. We gotta actually talk about something, or else everybody's gonna leave. So, let's see. Let's talk about the Hall of Fame. Since we've got, again, go to Blue Ink's channel, watch his video on his contest, and go submit your ballot. What I hope he does, like we've done before, is he tallies up who all gets votes and see who would get in the Hall of Fame if it was based on the YouTube community vote. That'd be kind of neat to know, don't you think?
Interesting, yeah, absolutely.
But let's talk about so the Veterans Committee has changed. I hope everybody knows that. It used to be just the Veterans Committee, and they would meet, and now they've changed it into, you've got today's game is the one that's currently up. They've got oh gosh, hold on, I can't even.
Before that is Modern Era, which is from 1970 to 87.
Right.
Then they have Golden Age, which is from 50 to 69.
And then you've got.
And then you have the early years, which is 1900 to 1949.
Yep. And then you've got the the old stuff. There's another one. I think there's 5.
No, there's
4 or 5.
I only saw 4.
Hold on.
I saw 4 errors last night on the Cooperstown
let me see.
Website.
I'm on the. Oh, here it is. You got Golden Days. So 88 to present is today's game. Modern
Right.
baseball is 70 to 87.
Right.
Golden days 50 to 69, and early baseball is just anything prior to 50. So
Right. Anything before 50 is early days.
there we go. Okay. So we're going to debate this. Ray and I are going to talk through kind of the candidates on the. I'm going to still call it the Veterans Committee ballot just because it's easier for me to remember. But the today's game ballot, and so let's talk through them. I'm just going to go in alphabetical order, and you can kind of talk through them. Harold Baines is up for consideration. So what do you think about Harold? Harold Hitman Baines.
He was good for a very, very long time. He played for 22 years, and he finished. From what I'm reading here, Baines finished with a top 10 batting average in his leagues in 3 seasons. Finished with a top 10 OBP just once, and he finished with a top 10 slugging percentage just once, albeit when he led the league in '84. He never won any major awards, though Baseball Reference has him as the Edgar Martinez Award winner in '87 and '88.
It's just being the top
a
DH.
Very good player, very good hitter, 2,866 hits, so very close to 3,000 hits. It makes you wonder, the guy played 22 years. He came within 134 hit shirt. He couldn't play one more year. He couldn't hang around for one more year to kind of solidify.
Yeah.
To get in, it's like makes you wonder, like, why not? You played 22 years.
Yeah. He also had 1,628 RBIs, which is that stuck out to me too. That's a lot. That's 34th in Major League history. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's really good. I mean, he's got more than Schmidt and Brett. I mean, those guys had like 1,500. I mean, that's a lot of RBIs.
Yeah. Let's see.
Do I think he'll get in? I'm going to say no, but do I think he should? I would say yeah. I mean, compared to, everyone else, I can't see why not.
What's his rookie card?
81 tops.
81 tops, yeah.
81 tops, yeah.
And then his autographs are pretty easy to get, too, for now.
Plus, don't forget 81 Donnerson Fleer. That's the first year of Donnerson Fleer that came out.
Yep.
So he's got 3 rookie cards.
So, my turn to weigh in on Harold Baines.
Okay.
God, he's really close. Like, I think Harold Baines should get in before Omar Vizquel. Because I'm a no on Omar Vizquel, and I know you disagree with me, and that's fine. But I think Harold Baines I'd rather have Harold Baines in the Hall of Fame than Omar Vizquel. But I still don't think Harold Baines is going to get in either. So let's keep going, and we'll. Nobody else is chiming in on what Omar is the GOAT. No, he's not. Come on.
Gary Sheffield for 500, but just to point out, Sheffield's not on this ballot yet. I mean, he's not on this Veterans Committee ballot. He's not even sure if he's going to be in the voters ballot.
He is.
I think he might be, yeah.
No, he is. So we're just talking about the Veterans Committee right now.
Right. This is just the Veterans Committee.
All right. Next is Albert, Don't Call Me Joey Bell.
Well, Albert Bell, this guy was a stone-cold stud. Great hitter. But I think what hurt him is that he played a short amount of time.
12 years.
If he would have had 12 years is not long.
Nope.
If he would have had a regular full-length career, he would have had some milestones without a doubt.
But in those 12 years, Ray, he drove in 100 runs 9 times. That's crazy. Crazy.
He's a 295 career hitter with a 144 OPS. His fielding wasn't great. I think his reputation is what's killed him. That he's also known as a huge jerk, and that's definitely
not going to happen.
He retired early because he had a degenerative hip, which cost him a chance to pad his numbers at the back end of his career. But really, really,
about a couple cool things about Albert Bell? How many players have had 50 doubles and 50 homers in a season?
Not many.
One, Albert Bell.
Joey Albert Bell.
Albert, don't call me Joey Bell. Then he had, in 1998, he became the sixth player in history to post a season with at least 45 homers, 200 hits, and 150 RBIs, which that's just sick, right? The only other people that have done it, Joe DiMaggio, Jimmy Fox, Lou Gehrig, Babe Ruth, Hack Wilson, all Hall of Famers. So, meaning he had some really good seasons. He was an incredibly dangerous hitter in the 90s, incredibly feared. Him and I honestly, this is going to sound crazy, the two most feared hitters in the 90s, besides Griffey, right? But I'm just talking about, like, I didn't want to face this guy. It was Albert Bell and Juan Gonzalez.
Yeah.
And I think Juan Gonzalez is way underrated in history as well. 2 MVPs, 2 home run titles. Don't get me started. Juicer for sure. But point being, Albert Bell is on the cusp for me. I wish he would have done it longer, like you said. You know, if he would have been around a little bit longer, even just going 2 or 3 or 4 more seasons. But he got hurt. You know, he had a hip injury. He kind of got Bo Jackson'd a little bit and couldn't keep playing. But so I'm going to say no to Albert. Don't call me Joey Bell as well. All right, Joe Carter. Here we go. Joe Carter, the man of the Game 7 walk-off home run in the '93 World Series.
Yeah, we don't really like to talk about Joe Carter. Can we skip Joe Carter?
Hey, Mitch Williams hung a fastball. What do you want him to do? He's going to knock it out. It was Mitch Williams that threw that pitch, right?
Yeah.
Wild Thing, Mitch Williams. So,
Joke.
Mike O's like, dude, I was in the other room. I don't know how to take that off. Like, if it's on the other room thing, I feel stupid if people are in there. Hey, Mike, go back to that. Mike O just came on. Go back on that other thing and tell people to come over here or to get out or whatever they need to do. But thanks for joining, Mike. All right, Joe Carter. As much as you don't want to talk about it.
Well, he was an RBI machine. He had 100 RBIs in 10 seasons. That's a lot.
That is a lot.
His fielding is left to be desired. Not a good fielder. Close to almost 400 homers. Didn't win any major awards. I'm going to say no. Just doesn't stick out to me as a Hall of Fame player.
So he had 1,440 RBIs.
Which is good. Which is really good.
In 16 seasons. So that's 90 a season. What I'm curious is, how does that compare with, like, Harold Baines? So Carter averaged 90 a season. And let me do the math here. I got a calculator up. Okay, Baines only averaged 74 a season. So it's interesting.
Baines got a lot of those RBIs because he played 22 seasons. So longevity.
But Carter never won an MVP award, you know, of the regular season. He never, you know, he didn't ever win anything.
Right. He was a 5-time All-Star. He did win 2 World Series with Toronto, 2 times Silver Slugger Award winner. You know, like I said, he had the 10 seasons of the 100 RBIs. He has 396 career homers. Good. Very good.
Right.
2,100 hits. I mean...
How many All-Star games did Albert Bell make? I can't see. Somebody look that up.
Albert Bell made 5, same as Joe Carter.
Okay. But only in 12 seasons. Carter played 16, right? So...
Right.
All right, I'm gonna go. Joe Carter's a no for me too. Again, very good, you know, but I'd rather have Fred McGriff than Joe Carter. You know, if I'm gonna have one of the '90s RBI machines, I'd rather have Fred McGriff in the Hall.
Without a doubt.
All right, Will the Thrill Clark.
The Thrill.
Will the Thrill.
One of the most beautiful swings ever.
Yeah, for sure.
6-time All-Star.
Okay, 15 years in the league. Good long career.
National League Championship Series MVP, 2-time Silver Slugger, Gold Glove Award winner, good fielder.
Yeah.
Finished in the MVP voting, top 5 3 times. 2,176 career hits, 284 homers, 1,205 RBIs, 15-year career. Played with your Texas Rangers for a few years.
5 years, actually, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm still a no on Will Clark.
I'm a no as well.
I mean,
he got off to a great start in his career. I mean, you know, his rookie year is 87. I'd say from 87 to about 91, top 5 player in the National League without a doubt. And then, you know, he started to kind of level out. You see a lot of, you look at his homers from 92 to like 97, a lot of seasons with 16 homers, 14 homers, 13, 16, 13, 12, you know, very average.
Yeah. I actually, Wildcat 72 just brought up a good point about Mattingly. Mattingly, to me, is more deserving of the Hall of Fame than Will Clark. Mattingly won batting titles. Mattingly won MVP awards. I mean, to me,
I agree.
And so...
Better hitter, too. Much better. And there was nothing wrong with Will Clark's hitting. I mean,
yeah,
he was a very good, astute hitter. Great swing, knows the game, but Mattingly was on another level.
Yep, Will Clark's a no. And it's funny because these are great players we're talking about. Like, these aren't like scrubs or anything. But the Hall of Fame is, you got to do it great. And to me, it's like, oh my gosh, they are just so really good. Beyond dominant. Like, Albert Bell's close. You know, he was incredibly dominant for a relatively brief period of time. And you can do that and get in the Hall of Fame, I think, but you really got to be really good for a really long time. And so,
for a really long time, and you got to have close to the milestones, you know.
Yeah.
2,100 hits just ain't cutting it. If you're not going to have 3,000 hits and you have 2,100 hits, then at least get very close to 500. He's like 284. You know, just...
Yeah.
Again, this dude was like, and in the hobby, his rookie card was hot. 87 Fleer and 87 tops. He's in the 86 set as well with honors to rookies and Fleer update and tops traded. And his rookies at shows back in the early 90s, the dealers couldn't keep him on the table. It was just such a really hot rookie card. And just kind of leveled off. I don't think he had any injury problems or anything like that. I mean, you would hear Mattingly with the back problem, but I don't know really what happened to Will Clark. He just kind of dropped.
Yeah. Mike O said Bell is a first ballot a-hole Hall of Famer. It would be Albert Bell in the first class, Barry Bonds, and Ty Cobb or whatever. Scotty Tradition Scott asks if we think Ted Simmons, and yes, I do too.
I do too, yeah.
And it was last year on the Veterans Committee ballot that really made me consider Ted Simmons. When I had really looked at him before and I saw him on the ballot, I'm like, it's not really a ballot. Well, I guess it is. They're going to vote on it, but Scotty Tradition, I mean, not Scotty, Ted Simmons.
Ted Simmons.
Absolutely. When I looked at his stuff, I was like, holy crud. He had some good seasons.
Really. He was the top catcher. It was before Gary Carter became the top catcher in the National League. This bench was towards the end of his career, and the number one catcher at that time for about a 4 or 5 year stretch from like, I'm going to say 78, 77 to like 80 was Ted Simmons, and he's a switch hitter, and his numbers are no joke. And he'll be up again next year. The modern era from 70 to 87, that same era that was up last year, they're supposed to be up again next year. So
right.
I think he has a really good shot next year.
Kyle asked, do you think longevity takes away from numbers? Like,
Well, that's
what do
a
you
good
mean by
question.
that, Kyle? I'm just curious. Like,
What I think he means is that, like, Hal Baines has 2,800 hits, but he has them over 22 seasons, and that's a lot of seasons. Like, if he would have had them over a 16-year career,
well,
there's something to
sure.
be said about that. But I don't think a player, though, should be punished for that. Like, I don't think he should be held. I like the player that has a long career and plays 20-plus seasons and compiles numbers. I mean, I don't have a problem with that. But I think I do think the committee does look at that and says, well, he has 3,000 hits, but it was over 20-plus seasons or 22, 23 seasons. And that's probably the reason why Craig Biggio didn't get in on the first ballot.
I was about to say, it's the Craig Biggio effect.
Right.
He hung around to get his 3,000 hits. And so, and that essentially got it. Now, he was very good for a long time. To me, Craig Biggio's not really a Hall of Famer, but he did a lot of great stuff. He did accumulate some numbers. So,
yeah, he hit a milestone, which is big. 3,000 hits is big.
Big milestone. All right, let's move on. We just finished Will Clark. We both go no for Clark. Is that right?
Right.
Sorry, Clark. Hey, Clark. I was about to do my favorite movie. One of my favorite movies is Christmas Vacation. So Clark W. Griswold is a great character, and we got Christmas Vacation. It's going to start being shown all the time in about a month. Can you believe we're only like 2 weeks away from freaking Thanksgiving? Good grief. Okay. Oral. I like Oral Hershiser. Who doesn't like Oral? I mean, nothing wrong with Oral, but
the pitcher or
the pitcher. Let's talk about the pitcher. Let's keep this G-rated, or at least PG rated. Now on the chat, y'all can have fun with whatever you want on that. But Oral Hershiser, what about him? What say you, Ray from Philly?
Well, considering that a lot of the pitchers today are not going to have 300 wins, or not very many of them are going to have 3,000 strikeouts, and a lot retired recently, the committee's going to be looking at a lesser stat. I don't think they do that for Hershiser because he pitched at a time when the pitcher was used differently than it's used today. With those numbers, he has 204 career wins. Those numbers for a pitcher today, I would say yes, is a Hall of Famer. Those numbers for a guy who pitched at a time when it was more customary to win 20 wins in a season, I'd say no, he's not. If he pitched in the late 90s and early 2000s, like the same time as Halladay and things like that, players like that, they would consider like, okay, yeah, well, we're lowering the standard from 300 wins. Hershiser's numbers are great. It was a bulldog. He was great in the postseason. These are great numbers. Yeah, and today's standard, I would say, yeah, he gets in. But he pitched at a time, like I said, where you would have 6 or 7 guys win 20 wins. They pitch complete games. He should have at least 270 wins, but he has 204.
Especially on the teams he played on. He played on some really good teams, and Wildcat 72 just brought up Brett Saberhagen, and I think the difference between Brett Saberhagen and Oral Hershiser is postseason. Although Brett Saberhagen did win at least one World Series with the Royals in '85, I think, but
he did, yeah.
But Hershiser, was crazy in the postseason. It was really good. He had an inning, scoreless inning streak. 59 innings or something like that.
He broke Don Drysdale's record.
Right. I guess the Dodgers just have good pitching all the time, don't they?
Yeah.
Good freaking grief. I'm gonna have to go no to Hershiser.
Yeah,
Again, very good, but just no.
Yeah, he was good in the postseason. I mean, and even at the end of his career, he went to Cleveland in the mid-'90s on that 95 Indians team, and he performed really well with the Indians for a while. He helped that team immensely. And nickname's the Bulldog. He was a really good player. Let's see, he did win a Cy Young. I just didn't know that. I think he won the Cy Young in '88.
What was his career ERA?
3.48, which is not bad.
That's not bad.
204 wins.
How many strikeouts?
A little over 2,000 strikeouts. 2014.
That's not very many for 18 seasons, quite frankly.
No, it's not. No.
You know.
Three-time All-Star. Gold Glove, American League Championship Series MVP, and a National League Championship Series MVP. So he got one with the Dodgers, one with the Indians.
Well,
great pitcher. I mean, you know.
This Oral's not a Hall of Famer, but Julie says I'm an Oral Hall of Famer. So we'll just leave it at that with Oral.
Leave it at that.
I want to do the last player.
This last guy is definitely a yes for me.
Okay, Lee Smith.
Yes.
So you just want to leave it at that? Yes, Lee Smith.
Lee Smith was a stone cold stud. When he retired, he was the all-time saves leader.
Yeah.
And now you have Trevor Hoffman that passed him, and Mariano Rivera. Lee Smith was unbelievable. There's guys that are as closers that are in the Hall of Fame that have a lot less saves than Lee Smith has. 300 saves they have, like Suter and Gossage, and Lee Smith's numbers. I mean, when Lee Smith came into the game, guys in the outfield literally would just put their glove down. The game was over. Intimidating.
Yep.
By far intimidating. And he was on the voters ballot for 15 years when it was 15 years back then. Now it's 10.
Yep.
So I just couldn't believe that after 15 tries, but he was on it all 15 years, which means that says something that he never got below the 5%. He was always in the talks every year for 15. He's a dead ringer for me.
Yeah.
Definite.
Did you say already that when he retired, he was the all-time saves leader?
Yeah.
Yeah. And to me, I watched him. I mean, he was dominant, and he bounced around a lot, but closers did back then. I mean, people forget Eckersley bounced around, and Gossage bounced around all over the place, and
fingers.
Yeah, I mean,
they moved around.
But God, he's still third in saves. I mean, seriously.
Yeah, it's only Trevor Hoffman and Mariano Rivera that he has 478 saves.
Yeah. So, yes, I agree. His rookie card is, what, 82 tops?
82 tops with the hockey sticks.
That's right. I'm actually watching. There's a PSA 10 on right now.
Plus, he has the Donners and Fleer.
Yep. And
which are nice cards, really nice. The Donners is a nice card.
I have 0 Lee Smith autographs, which is going to have to change because I think he's going to get the votes. And, they don't...
A lot of people are saying, yes, on Smith, they're agreeing, Wildcat, Collecting America's Pastime, Hitman, everyone's agreeing with us. Yeah, Smith it's just amazing he's not in. It's amazing.
Mike, do I have a Clemente autograph? Yes, I do. A PSA DNA 8 Clemente autograph. But thank you for asking. Let's see. All right, now we're going to go to a few managers, and then we'll deal with an executive that's on the ballot. The first manager for consideration I'm going to talk about is Charlie Manuel. Is it Manuel? Manuel?
Oh my God, it's Charlie Manuel.
Yeah, whatever. He only managed for 12 seasons, so give me a break.
Well, Charlie Manuel is very underrated in my opinion as a manager. He managed from 2000 to 2013. He managed the Cleveland Indians for quite a few years. Took the Phillies to 2 World Series. Won one, lost the other one. Won division titles with Cleveland. He won the division title in 2001 with Cleveland. Phillies first place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times in a row.
Was he a player too?
Yeah, he was a player. Didn't have a great career here in the States, but he had a pretty successful career in, I think it was Japan.
Really?
Yeah. But, one thing that Charlie is known for is the guy who knows hitting very, very well. Jim Thome gives all of his credit to the player that he became and the hitter that he became to Charlie Manuel.
Bink Scott said he played for the Tokyo Swallows.
Yeah, I knew he played in Japan. I think that was the Swallows.
I played for the Spits. I played for the Spits, not the Swallows.
I think he had over 300 homers in Japan. I mean,
okay. I'm sorry. I'm still on the Spits or Swallows. Oh my gosh. Okay.
But back to his managerial skills, like I don't know how you got on first Oral, now Swallows.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
That's Paisan. Yeah, he was very, very good manager. I mean, I think he'll definitely get some consideration for it. Do I think he gets in now? I don't know. Maybe not. Probably not.
I don't think so, given the other managers on the ballot. So,
right.
and you're going to have split, like guys aren't going to put in. We had Cox and Torrey go in that one year, a couple years ago, right? But those were two kind of all-time greats. But let's see. Next is Davey Johnson.
Davey Johnson.
Good old Davey Johnson.
I remember him as a player. He did play for the Phillies in the late 70s. Great pinch hitter, great hitter. But manager, I mean, yeah, he managed that 86 Mets team.
Yep.
And finished in first place 2 times with the Mets in 86 and 88. Went to the Cincinnati Reds and won 2 division titles there in 94 and 95. Went to Baltimore, won a division title there in 97. Went to the Nationals, won a division title there in 2012. 595 career wins. World Series title in 86.
How many wins?
Won World Series.
He had 1,372 wins.
Yeah, New York Mets is 595. I've seen all the other teams now. 1,372 career wins.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no problem with him getting in. I think he was, a very good manager. He had 2 100-win seasons, and guy knows the game. And it seems to everywhere he's gone, they won. I mean, New York, Cincinnati, Baltimore, Nationals.
Yeah.
So, do I think he'll get in? I don't know. I don't think he's got enough popularity vote to get in, but I think he should. Because everywhere he's gone, he had a long career, and he's a very, very good manager. I think he should.
So, I'm thinking of Davey Johnson's career, and I'm thinking about managers managing today that I think are going to be Hall of Famers. And I think who comes to mind immediately is Bruce Bochy. I think is going to get in once he finishes managing, just because of what he's done with the Giants. What, three World Series, I think?
3 World Series, yeah.
But I'm thinking of other managers that are managing right now that are going to get in the Hall of Fame. And, Francona. That's a great one. Tito Francona. Or Terry Francona. Is it Tito? No, Tito is his dad. Tito
was his dad.
Yeah. Terry Francona, for sure, has a very good shot for what he did with the Red Sox, breaking the curse. I mean, pretty incredible. And what he's done with the Indians. I mean, good grief. I think Terry Francona is absolutely good point. So Bochy and Francona. And I think about what they've done and meant to the game, and I don't view Davey Johnson in that same light.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't get in. Like I said, I don't think he has enough popularity to get in. His numbers are good. He's won a lot of, finished in first place several times with 4 different teams. I think he should, but I don't think he will.
Okay.
I just don't think he will. Also, to answer that, if he's a yeah or no, I'll say no. He's not getting in this year.
I'm going to say no, too. All right, last manager is Lou Sweet Lou Piniella. Ooh, Joe Madden's another good one. Current manager, New York Yankees fan, 7. That's a good one. Joe Madden.
Yeah.
Hard. I couldn't argue that. Joe Madden did more with less than I've ever seen anyone do. Mike Socha, absolutely not. Is not a Hall of Fame manager. No way. All right. Sorry, Bink Scott. He's like, thanks a lot, dude. Jerk. Lou Piniella. 23 seasons. Yankees, Reds, Mariners, Rays, and Cubs.
1,835 career wins. 3 times Manager of the Year. 1990 World Series with the Reds.
Yep.
Went to Seattle and had 3 division titles in Seattle. So he managed the Yankees for a couple years, a few years with Cincinnati, a long time with Seattle, a few years in Tampa Bay, a few years in Chicago. I don't know. I mean, the numbers are really good. I didn't realize how good they were. 1,800 wins is really good.
I'm going to say yes for Lou Piniella. I think he's the manager that gets in this year on the ballot. And don't forget, he had an 18-year playing career too, and he was a solid major league player, right?
Oh, without a doubt, yeah.
But so was Torrey. Actually, Torrey could have gotten in as a player too. Piniella, I don't think makes the cut there. But I think if you add it all together and what he's meant to baseball, remember this is the Hall of Fame, so
right.
Yes, he's being inducted as a manager, but you have to take the person's overall contribution to the game into consideration. And I think Lou Piniella is a yes then, if you do that, if you're smart and do it that way. Do you agree with that?
I would say yes on that, because his numbers, I'm looking at them right now, and they are really, really good. So, yeah, I would say, yeah, 1 pennant, 1 World Series, and a 3-time Manager of the Year with different teams, too, by the way.
Yeah.
That's not easy to do.
Right.
So everywhere he's gone, I mean, he's an old-school manager that doesn't mess around, but has the respect of all his players. So, yeah, I say yeah. I think he does.
Okay. And the last one, the boss, George Steinbrenner.
Well,
George Costanza would say yes. Now, Mike O makes a good point. None of these guys we've mentioned yet are YouTube Hall of Famers. So, whatever.
Well, yeah.
That's
a tough group to crack, to get in.
You're a YouTube Hall of Famer, so congratulations.
Thank you.
George Steinbrenner. He purchased the Yankees the year I was born, 1973. He built the evil empire, as Kyle said. Totally dictator, but great businessman in terms of building the Yankees to the second most valuable franchise in all of sports, behind who? Who are they behind? The Dallas Cowboys. Thank you.
Dallas Cowboys.
So, America's team, by the way.
Oh, my God.
They are. What do you want to... I didn't make it up. That's just truth. Okay, so Steinbrenner.
Yes.
You're a yes on Steinbrenner?
Yeah, he's polarizing. He's like, when he took over that team, they were lousy for 10 years.
Yep.
And he wanted to win, and he got the job done many, many times. And when free agency started, after he became the owner. Like, he became the owner, like you said, in 73. And free agency's first year was 76. And he took full advantage of that and spent New York money to get best players. I mean, people don't realize how many great Hall of Famers were on that team, even if they were only on the team for 1 or 2 years. I mean, he had Ricky Henderson, and just everybody went through that. Went through that city. And Billy Martin, he fired 5 times. That's a funny comment. I saw that earlier.
To me, Steinbrenner defined free agency.
Yeah.
I mean, he made it what it is today. The bidding and the overpaying and the and you can't blame the guy. He wanted to win. He wanted
to win, and that's what you want. I mean, he was tough on his coaches. And if you ever see this series that came out, The Bronx is Burning, about the 77 Yankees, and, you know, he had a lot of his players' backs. Like, you know, he loved Reggie Jackson. He saw guys in that movie. Billy Martin wanted Bobby Grich, who was an all-star second baseman, but George knew that Reggie was the guy that he had to bring in, and they were coming off a World Series loss to the Reds in '76, and he brought him in. He had the players' backs. Like, he rode the managers really hard, but
right.
This is what he did to try and win. He brought the Yankees name back when they were gone for a long time.
Right. So I'm a yes too for Steinbrenner. His auto, by the way, go look on eBay. It's not easy to get, and if you do want it, it's really pricey. He's in a lot of books. Like, you can get him having signed a lot of books. That's a medium you can get him on, but on cards and stuff, very difficult. 3x5 cards, those are out there, but you're talking $200 to $400 to get one. And you don't even try to buy a Steinbrenner autograph that's not slabbed, because or authenticated, because there's a lot of fakes out there. Obviously, he's passed away, so he's not going to be signing anymore. So if you're a Hall of Fame autograph collector like me, and I think he's going to get in, I need to go get one. I don't think he has a card. He may have some Yankees cards that, you know, team issue stuff that was done. Do you know of any cards that he has, Ray?
Not that I'm aware of.
Yeah, me neither.
But out of everybody on this list, between the 6 players, 3 managers, and 1 executive, he's the one that stuck out to me the most as, like, a definite.
Yeah.
If there's one guy on this 10-guy list, I was like, well, there's without a doubt George Steinbrenner. Definitely. I think he definitely gets in. So, as a recap of who do you think of all 10 of these names, to me, I have it as Lee Smith, George Steinbrenner, and then with a slight third shot of Harold Baines.
I'm going to go...
And that's it.
I'm going to go Lee Smith, George Steinbrenner, and Piniella.
Okay.
I think Piniella gets in. So we'll see. What do we got? Is it December 5th? December 7th? When do they announce that?
9th.
December 9th. So
December 9th.
A month and 2 days from now, I think we'll have some more Hall of Famers, and I love it. I'm a big Hall guy. You're a big Hall guy, Ray.
Mm-hmm.
You know, to me, it's a celebration of the game and the history, and that's what the Hall of Fame is. And I just love seeing that celebrated. And
absolutely.
So when you get these guys in that had great careers and all that, I am all for it. I love the Veterans Committee idea. I don't think the writers get it right all the time. And so this is a way to make amends on that. And
yeah.
So
that's definitely the best way to put it. And the writers, you know, and the committee is, I think it's 16
all players.
Members. I know, players. Like George Brett's one of them.
Yeah.
Ozzie Smith is another. Hank Aaron is another. And I think that's the way it should be. I think it should be your peers, really. I mean, the writers, a lot of the writers,
yeah,
you know, some of them, they could have a grudge. They could have something against that player, or they might have not have seen that player.
Or it's just ego. They're just like, oh, I have this power because I can do this and vote. Whereas former players, I think, are much more sympathetic to other players. And what I love about the players that are all Hall of Famers, they're not elitist about it, but they're like, dude, this is special to be in the Hall of Fame.
Right.
And so we're not just going to let every Tom, Dick, and Harry in, but
like Joe Morgan takes it very, very seriously.
Yes, they take it very seriously, and that's very cool. And I trust their judgment more than the writers, right? I mean, come on.
So do I.
Like,
so do I.
So if a Veterans Committee guy gets in, I think it's as legit or more than if the writers vote him in. I mean, the writers are going to vote in Derek Jeter, and Mariano Rivera is going to get, you know, people that the players would also vote in, kind of the no-brainers. But these guys that are kind of on you know, cusp, I guess, these Veterans Committee guys, if they get voted in, you shouldn't, like when Jack Morris and Alan Trammell got in last year, people were up in arms about that. Dude, that was voted on by other Hall of Famers. I mean, come on.
Right.
I mean, there are some other people. It's like some I can't remember what the committee's made of. It's not completely players, but I think there's 15 people on the committee or something. Old general managers are on it. You know, guys people that were in the game. And so if they voted Jack Morris and Alan Trammell in, it's because they thought they deserved to get in. And so.
Yeah, the writers, I mean, I think they do a pretty good job for the most part.
Yeah.
But, like, for example, Barry Bonds and Clements, a lot of people are saying they'll get in when the writers that were around when they were playing are retired, and you have a new generation of writers that didn't see them play and are just going by numbers. And they're going to look, well, why isn't Barry Bonds in? He's got 762 homers. They're not privy up to the situation.
Right.
So they're looking at it as like they're not, they don't have a bias towards that steroid era. They know about it maybe, and they heard about it like we all have, but they didn't kind of live through it.
Right.
So that's how I think those guys are going to end up getting in when the older writers are older and they're retired, and you have a new generation comes in, and so be it, and then they're in.
Yeah. Some people are saying Jeter or Mo is going to get 100%, and I just don't think that's ever going to happen.
Isn't that something? How can...
I'm telling you, there are idiots out there that will not vote for Mariano Rivera or Derek Jeter, and that's just the dumbest thing you've ever heard. And I hate the Yankees. I hate them, but I respect Mariano Rivera and Derek Jeter and what they did on the field, and you have to be an absolute moron not to vote for them.
It's just like some sort of unwritten law that they can't have 100%. The record was held by Tom Seaver until Ken Griffey Jr. broke it a couple years ago.
Yep.
And even Griffey got, I think, 96% or 97%, which was 99. I'm like, okay, who's the one dude that they got for Ken Griffey Jr.?
Right. Ooh, nice. At 84 Donruss. That 84 Donruss Joe Carter card is class. He's on the Cubs, I think. I love that card. Oh, yeah.
That whole set of 84 Donruss is...
I'm jealous. Hey, Bink Scott, for some reason, I don't know what your real name is. So,
Gary.
Is it Gary?
Gary.
I feel so stupid. It's so hard to remember everybody's name. There's so many people. But I try. But I agree. I agree with Mike O. I'd be shocked if anyone ever got 100% just because of the writers are stupid.
As far as how the hobby goes with this, I mean, yeah, it would affect the Lee Smith rookie card, and should go up, and people will start to recognize that card, and Harold Baines, the 81 Topps would go up, and 84 Donruss is an iconic set. So if Joe Carter got some recognition, that'll at least give some acknowledgement to that set, which is such a great set. One of the best looking sets of the 80s is the 84 Donruss.
Right.
I always wanted to do that set for the Hall of Fame set. It's such a really nice set. I
started it, but I have too many other projects, so I'm like, okay. Hey, Bill. Bill's on. Hoff Collector. Hey, Bill, do you have he'll be one. If he has one, if anybody has one, Bill has one. Do you have a George Steinbrenner autograph? That's my question. Yeah, I forget what the Fleer error is on the 82 Fleer.
Yeah.
Is it reverse? No, there's something wrong on the back, maybe. I can't remember.
You're talking about the Lee Smith rookie?
Yeah, the Fleer one. There's an error card, and I can't remember what the error is. Oh, reverse logo on the back says Mike Hitman 23. So who?
Yeah, a variation is completely it's off.
Well, there you go. That's our. That was pretty good, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It's kind of fun.
You never get tired of Hall of Fame talk. It's this is like a one of like a favorite time of year for me is from when the World Series ends to right before spring training, because this is where you go back to the beginning and see like you revisit the Hall of Fame and talk Hall of Fame and talk the old players, and then MLB will have the documentaries on, and the other night the Naturals on, and now tonight's Ken Burns. So, these next 3 months is going to be all historical part of baseball, which is a favorite thing for me.
Me too.
It's all vintage time of the year.
Yep. And it's a great time to pick stuff up because it's the off season, right? So
right, you can pick up some really
deals.
Great stuff in December. Like, people are shopping for Christmas. You can get some good steals.
Yeah, that's
absolutely
awesome. Let me see what Bill just said here. Kind of crummy modern lists. He says Lee Smith, and man, Bill has the coolest Hall of Fame autograph collection. So if y'all don't follow Hoff Collector on YouTube, you should. He's on right now and chatting. And go back and watch his Hall of Fame autograph collection. You will crap your pants. It's unbelievable and awesome. I got to meet him in person at the National this year, and he and I talk on the phone. And when I have something, I text him, and so we definitely go check him out. But all the channels, I mean, I love. What do we got? 30-something people on here. Dude, they're all great. I mean, y'all are all awesome, and I love the interaction and the following and the chatting. I love this community, and I know you do too. And it's pretty cool part of this hobby, I think, and unique. So. Yeah.
So Hoff Collector said he likes of this list Lee Smith and Steinbrenner. That's two we pretty much agree on. I just said a third shot for me was Harold Baines, and a third player for you would be Lou Piniella, manager. So if they pick three, I just don't think they'll pick that many, though. They just, I could see two, and if I had to guess, it'd probably be Lee Smith and Steinbrenner.
Yeah, I think that if there were only two, I would go Lee Smith and Steinbrenner as well.
Yeah.
Mike, I love you too, man. I got to meet Mike at the National this year too. We hung out quite a bit.
Hitman, Mike O?
No, well, I met Mike O too, but Hitman 23. Yeah. Dude, think about it. In just a couple of months, we're really going to start talking about the National again. And I know you're not going because you suck, but the rest of us that will go, I'm going. But hey, you can always hang your hat on, 2020 Atlantic City, right? But
yeah, only a year and a half to 2020 Atlantic City.
God, only a year. How many days? You probably have the days figured out, but
419.
Oh my God, it's more than that. But I'll definitely be at the Atlantic City one too, because dude, I got to meet you. I can't believe I've never met you.
I'm telling you, I've already have a plan. That's my vacation that week. I'm going from Wednesday to Saturday. I'm taking off the whole week. So
yeah,
I'll be in AC.
Kyle said I'll bring Julie's coming with me to AC. She won't go to Chicago with me, but she will be with me in AC. So
nice.
That'll be. God,
Snoop said he'll be there in Atlantic City, so that's cool.
Yeah. Well, why don't we let everybody go, and y'all can go watch other people's videos, but whoever else posted stuff. Wait, who posted that? It was Blue Jacket 66 posted that crazy Mickey Mantle card today. Did you see that?
Stallmeyer.
Holy crap! That's a $10,000 card.
Yeah, it's a very, there's a book out there that he was talking about that I've already read. I forgot, but it's about regional food and beverage baseball cards, like Dandy, Potato Chips, Stallmeyer, Frank's, Red Heart.
Yeah.
There's quite a few from the mid-50s, all the way up to the early mid-70s with like Hostess and all them. And those cards are so sensitive issue, like the Stallmeyers, they were literally in hot dog packages.
Yeah, don't ruin it. Let him go watch the video. He describes it perfect. Did you watch it already?
Yeah, it's really, really cool.
It's
but
really
those
good.
Beverage company baseball cards are really extremely rare.
Yeah, Blue Jacket 66 is his channel. And his stuff, if you go watch some of his old videos, absolutely sick, right, Ray?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
I mean, his stuff is dirty Dirty, dirty. What is a red heart? He asks. That's a
Dog
good
food.
question. You want me to grab one? I got one. Hang on.
Red Heart was a dog food company in the early 50s, and they gave away cards. And the year that they did it was in 1954. And there is a card in my 300 set, and it's the 54 Stam Usual, which is the one that Mike is showing.
There it is. What's cool about this is, well, it's a beautiful baseball card. But on the back, what does it say? The Big League Dog Food right down there. Love it. Isn't that awesome? Stanley Frank Musial. So that's what a red heart looks like. That was just the brand. That's only a 4. What grade's yours, Ray?
The one that I'm looking at is a 4.
No, yours.
Mine what?
Don't you have the red heart Stan Musial?
No, I've been looking at a 4 Red Heart. It's not a cheap card. It's Red Heart is beautiful background, and I think they're not all red. They have other colors too.
The mammal is blue, actually, I think, or yellow or something. It's not red. So but I'm glad we at least showed one baseball card in this hour-long video. This hour-long live stream. We talked the whole time. We didn't show any baseball cards, but there you go. There's a card, so everybody can be quiet. But what do you got? I'll tell everybody what I got coming up. I've got a 1954 Topps Hall of Fame showcase because I got the last card I needed, and so I plan on doing that.
Snyder.
I got the Snyder, so I've got them all. I'm going to lay them out and show them in a showcase. I'm excited about that. So that'll be cool.
That's a cool set. It's a great set. You know, I think next time we should talk about certain sets that are great sets to, if people wanted to look into, obviously like a T206 or a 33 Gaudy. But besides those, what other sets are, you know, something that if people wanted to do, not necessarily the whole set, but maybe just the Hall of Famers. 54 is definitely right up there.
Yeah, but it's got some really expensive cards, which is cool. I think that's a great topic. We'll have to do that on the next episode of Shooting the Bull with Ray from Philly. But before we go, I do want to tell Snoop that bat was awesome that he showed today. Everybody's talking about it right now, but man, that Negro Leagues bat that he showed, unreal. Very, very cool. So all right, well, we'll do our set talk next time. We've been over an hour. Let's let everybody roll out of here. Dude, thanks for hanging out with me and shooting the bull with me, man.
Yeah, no problem. Everybody go watch Ken Burns baseball.
Yep, I got it recording right now. I'll go check it out. So everybody, thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. Thanks for the support, and I hope everybody's a good night and keep collecting.